From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. Roz. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
It's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, beautiful people. If you are beautiful, get your phone out because we need you to text. So
Look
you
how
know me. You know
fast
me.
you
Okay, you
whipped
know
out
me.
your phone to text.
I know. You know me, right? I subscribe to all the RSS feeds for good-looking news. What? That's not a surprise.
What does that even mean?
I told you. I get everything filtered. Anytime there's a story about good-looking people
Deepa
or
wants to know what an
attractive
RSS feed
or
is.
attractive people. Okay.
I actually don't know what that is.
Okay, that's fine. That's
I
fine.
knew it.
That's fine. So if you remember, there was a story last week that said that good-looking people have better immune systems, right?
Okay.
And they studied the attractiveness of humans, and then they tested their blood, and they found out that attractive people actually have better immune systems. So that story then got spun into the headline of still not caught COVID. It might be down to how attractive you are, scientists say. So now they're saying that if you are good looking, you may not get COVID, especially with men, because the immune system, when it comes to things that are viral, that healthy immune system actually will help stave off something like COVID-19.
Well, then somebody thinks I'm good looking.
Yeah. So then we get to this story, which is what I really want to talk about, and that is the preferential treatment for the attractive.
Oh, God.
Okay, and because
Let me sit down.
no,
for this.
I'm not.
No, I don't need to sit down.
No, you can sit. Yeah. Grab a seat. So you can talk about all sorts of privilege that does exist, and that can be debated over and over again. There's definitely privileges for different sects of people, but I've often thought that the ultimate privilege above everything else is attractive privilege, and it doesn't matter where you're from. The best looking people everywhere will always get better access to things than the people who are not, and it doesn't matter where you're from. But I'm reading this.
I may agree with.
Okay, right. Okay, so here's what I want to know. If you're a good-looking person and have had some incredible preferential treatment that you feel is solely based on your looks, shoot us a text. Or if you are somebody who, this is what I really want to hear from, if you are somebody who has given preferential treatment to somebody simply based on their looks, we want to talk to you. We want to talk to you as well.
Yeah.
Why? I think this is interesting. You don't find this interesting?
When was the last time, or what was the last situation that you were in, Roz?
Right.
Where you felt you were given.
Let's not make this about me, okay? I get too much attention as it is.
This guy,
right? Okay.
come on.
Let's not make this about me, okay? This is about the people. This is about the people. Does anybody disagree with this at all? Shem?
No, I don't disagree. I mean, I think pretty privilege is absolutely a thing. It absolutely is a thing.
But it's to me, it's the most thing.
Front row at show tapings.
Right, really, yeah, because they want to get you on television, right? You got to put the good-looking people up front.
I'm effing stunning, and I got COVID, so this is not at all true.
Well, maybe you're not that good-looking.
Oh, my God, Roz.
Right? Okay? According to this study, good-looking people aren't getting COVID. Okay? So maybe you should check yourself. Right?
Oh, damn.
Okay.
All right.
And again, the people we want to talk to is if you were talking about the privilege of being attractive. And if you are, and you don't have to give your name or like where you work or anything like that, but if you have had and we don't mean just like front of line stuff, like if you have had exceptional treatment in your life, simply based on how you look, but more importantly, if you are somebody who has given someone exceptional treatment in life simply based on how they look, let us know the situation and what went down and whether you felt like an awful person doing it.
Somebody said getting out of traffic tickets or speeding tickets. I also get extra items at a restaurant when dining in.
With a date even, huh?
There you go.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, so we're talking, you know me, I subscribe to all the good-looking news feeds. And I don't mean like the news feeds are actually attractive. I mean, I get like whenever there's a story that comes out about attractiveness or good-looking people, it drops right into my inbox. And I'm always fascinated.
Your email must be crazy.
I follow good-looking news very closely. So this is the article I was reading. Is beauty bliss or a curse? Beauty is more than skin deep. We all know that. There is much evidence that beautiful people enjoy many benefits in life, including in the romantic realm, although most would argue that what is beautiful isn't necessarily good, and this is what we're talking about. Preferential treatment of beautiful people is very easy to find. Beautiful people are treated better and viewed more positively, and this is a global understanding, okay? So the question is, what are you laughing at over there?
These texts are crazy.
Are they? Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So the question is, okay, and you don't have to give your name, but we want to hear from the self-proclaimed or verified beautiful people about a time where you have been granted, and we just don't mean like special privilege. We mean exceptional privilege that you feel is solely based on your looks. But we also want to hear from the people who have granted that excessive privilege to somebody else simply based on their looks.
Somebody wrote, I sold my house to the lowest bidder instead of the highest simply because he was so gorgeous. Another person wrote, said, growing up, I was skinny and pretty, and my sister was heavier, and my grandparents would give me better treatment than my sister.
The grandparents?
Yeah. I recently lost 100 pounds, and I've noticed a massive difference of how I'm treated. People will let me go in line in front of them. I've had people buy me coffees, and I find people are much friendlier. It's absolutely crazy how much pretty privilege can change things.
God, now I want to know how good looking that guy was that got that house for so cheap.
Somebody said I was hired because someone I gave my resume to wrote that I was pretty, and that's why I was hired.
Wow. Just straight up like that, huh?
I always thought my partner was super lucky until I realized people are good to him because he's good looking.
I'm telling you. So that's what we're talking about with this. I know, Deepa, you probably have thoughts on this.
I do. Okay, I'm going to be really shallow for a second because I think that I'm a good-looking person, but I've never experienced any sort of like extra privilege, and now I'm questioning like, am I as good-looking as I think?
No, you down here with the rest of us uggos.
Yeah, but Deepa, I don't know, but maybe you're just not in a position to judge the extra privilege that you've received because you're just it's so normalized for you.
What do you mean? Like,
you don't know when you're getting preferential treatment because it's just always happened. So for you, it's just life.
Maybe. Oh, that sounds even worse when you say it that
way. Here, before we take this call, let me read another text.
Yeah.
Once going on vacation with my friends, and the flight attendant, quote, randomly selected me to move up to first class. What do you want to say?
Hey, I was taking this third-year biochem course, and I was, like, super tanking it. And I was one of the only girls in the class, and definitely the only attractive girl in the class. And I probably should have failed the course, but the professor gave me a 65%.
So you're like 65% good looking, huh? You didn't get a 90.
Yeah.
You didn't get a 90.
So you think you only passed or you got that mark because of your looks?
I failed every test and every problem set, and I ended up like cheating off of people towards the end, but it wasn't enough to get me the mark that I got.
So you cheated off the ugly people?
I did, yeah.
Wow. Now, when you say you're attractive, why you've been told this, obviously, right?
Yeah, like I try not to be like vain about it or anything, but you get a vibe. You know?
You get a vibe. Like, what's the vibe? Explain the vibe for nobody who doesn't understand what that vibe is.
It's like small things, like the way people treat you, like
hot girl vibe.
Right, true. Sorry.
Thanks for the call.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Yo, shout out to all my uggos out there.
No,
we're still out here riding.
Not everything has to be even all the time. Okay, let's just give the beautiful people a chance for once.
For once?
Okay, so the story is, when it comes to privilege And the sort of height of all of it is the way that the beautiful people, regardless of what you look like, beauty is beauty. And that's preferential. And it's not preferential treatment. I shouldn't even say that. It's exceptional treatment. And so what we wanted to hear was, one, if you agree, but also, more importantly, if you are one of those like ultra beautiful people that feel that you have not received special treatment, but we're talking exceptional treatment, we want to hear from you. 925-555, shoot us a text. But also, if you're a person, because Maury's one of these people. Maury's one of these people that will that goes out of his way to give preferential treatment to good-looking people, right? So if you're one of those people that has granted exceptional treatment to somebody who's attractive, we want to hear from you as well.
Somebody said, I was coming back into the country from Vegas with a friend, and the customs officer was too busy flirting and just let us go through without checking our vaccine or asking any questions.
Nice. See, there you go. That's, you know what I mean? And you look at this, right? It's like, that's how it spreads.
Oh, you're going to love this one, okay?
Okay, hit me.
My cousin and I went to a cafe in Italy, and the workers told us we could have anything we want for free if we would take a picture with the staff.
See? Right? This is what I'm saying. Anything for free for a
My eyes
picture.
are opening right now.
Thank you. Right? Yes.
My ugly ass got to pay full price for everything, even when it's on sale. What do you want to say?
I'm not that good looking, I'll be honest, but I do get treated very nicely. I was at the grocery store on the weekend, and they ran out of something that was on sale, and he says, just come back. He's like, give me your number, and I'll call you when it's back, and I'll honor the price. And I was like, I don't know about that. I was with my daughter, too. And then he said, okay, well, just come back, and I'll honor it. And I said, well, how are you going to know? Like, are you going to remember me? And he's like, oh, I'll remember you.
Oh, here we go.
You probably felt nice the rest of the day.
I felt pretty good. Of course, I tell my husband, and no reaction. He's like the least jealous man on the planet.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I love you guys. My kids love you.
We love you too.
Okay.
925-555 is how you text. I'm a real world 7, but an Army 10. Another text. I swear. Yo, y'all that listen to the show, I love you guys so much. This is the best. Here, we'll take one more phone call. Hi, it's Rosie Mocha. What is your name?
Lisa.
All right, Lisa, go ahead.
In university, my girlfriend who I lived with was gorgeous. I drove her to a job interview because she didn't have a car. They wanted her to work there so badly that she told them she didn't have a car, pointed at me and said, if you want me to work here, you have to hire my friend. The manager looked over at me and said, sure, if it gets you here.
Wow.
And I got hired for a job.
Wow.
So that I could drive my girlfriend to work.
Wow. You got
for 22 years.
Somebody that you didn't know hired you to drive a good-looking person around because they wanted to be able to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Can I read a couple more texts before we take this next call?
Yeah, please.
I went to Red Lobster by myself, and the waiter cracked and fed me the small ends of crab that I had left on the plate to be thrown away. Come on. Okay. Another text reads, coming back from Punta Cana, our flight was overbooked. The pilot approached my friend, asked if we wanted to ride in the cockpit home.
Shut up.
Plus, we would get a partial refund.
Shut up.
Is that even legal?
No.
And then Linda said, I don't know if I'm happy for these people or if I want to jump out of a window at how unfair the world is. Nick, you're next. What do you want to say?
So, quick story. I've got an opposite problem. I find that whenever I go to an area where you've got a lot of men and they have to deal with me, they actually give me a harder time because I guess the way I look. But for a small example is I go to get a part for my car. Those parts guys cannot stand me for some reason.
Because you're saying you're so good looking.
Yeah, I mean, usually when I'm dealing with other men.
Oh, I gotcha.
Aunties and moms and kids and all the other stuff I have a great time with. But the men in general. And Ross, can I say something?
Yeah.
I have to thank you for something because years ago you were talking about your skincare and you talk about how you don't wash your face.
Correct. Ever.
I have stopped washing my face 4 years ago.
Yep.
I have booked so many modeling gigs in my life, and I have to thank you for
stop
50% of them.
You are such a liar.
You don't understand.
I'm not. I do not wash my face at all.
Okay, were you a model before all of this?
I've been a model for 12 years in the city.
Yeah, but he booked more. This is, you don't understand. Sometimes, Smokey, you think I'm talking jive over here, right? But what I'm doing is I'm trading model secrets.
Okay.
Right? Like you don't even know. You don't even know. I got to bring Maury. Hey, Maury, are you there for a sec? Maury is definitely someone who has given preferential treatment to good-looking people. Anybody who is famous or good-looking, Maury bends over backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Maury.
Literally.
What's that?
Literally.
Maury was, do you remember when Maury was so obsessed with famous people and good-looking people that he offered to be Lindsay Lohan's father's chauffeur?
Oh,
Like,
my
I
God.
actually drove his car for him.
Yeah. Like
I went to Long Island to drive him around.
Right. Like Maury was so obsessed with being around good-looking and famous people that he was willing to uproot his life to go and service them.
He bought me a cookie.
Right.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Kelly.
What's going on?
I just wanted to call in and say I absolutely love listening to your show every morning, especially the conversations between all of you and how much you compliment each other every morning. You make me laugh all the way to the office.
Like when you say compliment each other, you mean like we're paired nicely together, or that we actually pay each other compliments?
Well, not so much of the latter, but
Okay, I needed to clarify that here.
Roz was like, I don't be willy-nilly just throwing out compliments like that. Very selective.
I meant it as a whole, as a group. The show is awesome.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. That means so much to us. How long have you been listening to the Roz and Mocha Show for?
A very long time.
Well, we're going on 13 years. This is our 13th year on the radio together.
Well, you're absolutely wonderful. I just, there's no other show in the morning that I would prefer to listen to than yours.
Oh, wow.
That
Highest
means a ton.
compliment, yeah.
It really does. It really does. Thank you so much.
Kelly, before we let you go, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite.
That's not
Like I
true.
said,
It's not true.
you know what? You guys are individually, you bring so much to the show that equally I love you both.
No,
but you have to have one favorite,
Yeah.
Kelly.
Everybody answers this. You know that. It's not like this is all on you and only you.
I also like Damn It Maury.
You know what happens to people who say damn it, Maury?
That's
Oh,
That's
no.
what happens to people.
Oh, no. That is so rude. That's so rude. That's so rude.
He's also not part of the question.
That's so rude. Come on now. I feel bad. That woman loved us.
Love you, Kelly.
I got to say, I know Kelly wanted to say me. She just didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So I'll take that win.
No, whatever,
so I'll
dude.
take that win.
I don't think
Kelly,
so.
feel free to call us back. If you want to get back on, you got to make a decision. Say me. I know it is.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Before we move on, can I take this call real quick?
Yeah, please.
Somebody's been waiting on hold for a real long time. Hello, go ahead.
Hi, good morning, Roz and Mocha. This is Kelly calling you back.
Hi, Kelly. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you guys this morning?
Awesome.
What's going on, girl?
Well, I just wanted to call you guys back and say thank you so much for playing my clip yesterday again on the radio, because to be truly honest, after I called to profess my love for you guys and how much I appreciate your show and making me laugh all the way to work, as soon as I mentioned the unmentionable, you hung up on me.
Yeah, because that's the rules,
A little bit hurt.
Okay. So to recap. So you talked to us yesterday, and it was a lovely conversation, right? And then Mocha had asked, as he does every call, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite? And you were very wishy-washy and indecisive. And you did what a lot of people do, which is when they don't have the heart to either say Roz or Mocha, or they think that they're being unfair, or somehow we're going to get our feelings hurt, you did what a lot of people do, which is you said, damn it, Maury. And that's not part of the question. And this has nothing to do with Maury. It has everything to do with the people being indecisive. And when you sort of back out of the question with that answer, you get hung up on. And we've been doing that on this show for a very long time. It always breaks my heart a little bit, but Mocha seems to do it with such glee. And they just literally moves on with life. And I'm sitting here stunned, being like, is that person still on the radio with us or not? But you are not. You are gone. Because that's just the way it goes on this show. So you would like to say what now?
Ouch. That was Mocha that hung up?
What do you think it was me?
No, that's totally Ross.
Hold on a second here. Wait a second. Do people think that I'm the one that Maury, you're laughing right now. Do people think that I'm the one that hangs up on people on
You
this
have all
show?
the controls in front of you.
Shut up. Don't even do that. Don't
can't
even
see,
do that.
but-
Do you or do you not have a phone in front of you right now?
I do not. I do not.
Boys, I'm really hurt.
Hold on now. Hold on. People, you know what? And I don't know how I get labeled the a-hole on the show. I really don't. I'm a nice guy. Shut up, Maury.
I think you should be nicer.
Okay?
You should be nice. This wonderful, beautiful woman called in.
Oh.
Big fan of the show. And then all of a sudden you hang up.
No, I didn't. No, that's fake news.
Anyway, Kelly.
Okay.
We love you on the Roz and Mocha Show. Thank you very much for being a
Roz, stop
part of
reaching
the
for the
show.
phone.
Shut up, Maury. Stop it.
Yeah, keep your hands where we can see them, Roz.
If I had a nickel.
Love you, Kelly. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too, boys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast.
So Uber released their data on which cities in Canada have the highest average rider rating. So these are how drivers rate their passengers.
Oh, wow.
And then which cities have their lowest rider rating.
Okay.
So the highest rider rating, Lethbridge, Brantford, Ontario, Abbotsford, BC, Red Deer, Alberta, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan at number 1. Highest rider rating. Lowest rider rating at number 5, Hamilton, Ontario, London, Ontario, Montreal, Toronto, and Ottawa. So all the places that you expect to be rude, right? But if you update your Uber today, Uber now gives you a breakdown of how many times you have been given 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, and 1 stars by drivers.
Oh, you can see that individually?
You
Because
can
before you could see...
You could only see your
like an-
overall rating.
Yeah, an average rating, right?
Yes,
But
you
now
could-
you can break it down even more?
Now they break it. Now they break it down for you.
Damn.
Right.
Okay.
So if you want to find out, let me just sort of backtrack this here real quick. Okay. So you have to go to your privacy center, and then when you click on your privacy center, you have options, and you're going to choose see summary, where it says, would you like to see a summary of how you use Uber? And then you're going to say yes to that, and then it tells you how many trips you've done, how many times you've ordered Uber Eats, and then you get to your ratings, and then it says view my ratings. So I have...
Well, how long has it been since you've used Uber?
Oh,
a while. But
geez,
when
a
you were
long time.
like a heavy Uber
A long time.
user, though, right?
Yeah.
So can it go that far
yeah.
back? Can you see?
So
what
yeah, so
drivers
it's
have
all
said?
of it. So and then it gives you all your trips and how much you've spent on your trips. Which,
Does it give you?
I don't want to know that.
I know it says like it gives you the individual rating, right?
Yeah.
Can you see like comments? Like
No.
why you were given that
no,
rating?
no, and that's the problem is that you don't. Okay, so did you find yours on yours, Maury?
I'm updating right now.
Okay. So I have 475 stars from trips.
Wow.
470. I have 12 4 stars. I have 5 3 stars.
Yeah.
Here's the one that I find confusing. I have 7 2 stars.
Okay.
Like, I understand if somebody hates you, they're going to give you a 1, right?
Yeah.
I understand if somebody was like indifferent to you, maybe they give you a 3. If somebody really like had a great time with me, they're going to give me a 5. What the hell do you have to do to get a 2? I don't understand a 2-star
Maybe
rating.
the driver was trying to have a conversation with you and you weren't like really engaging.
But I was like, what, sort of engaging?
Maybe. Like half-ass, yeah. Like you were kind of interested in what they were talking
Like
about.
a 2. I don't
And
understand
then they
a
probably
2
gave you a 2
rating.
and they're like, man, that
If
guy
you-
was rude.
if
Did you get a 1? Anyone give you a 1?
I got 6 1s.
Okay, hold on. You got to walk us.
6 1s.
Okay, hold on. Go back. So we go into privacy. Walk me through this again.
Okay. Okay.
more
hold
frantic.
on.
No, I need to know because I feel like I got a lot of ones.
I know.
But you
I
don't
know.
even use Uber.
I used to use it a lot.
Okay, Maury, you go to settings.
Yeah.
Scroll all the way down to where it says privacy.
Yeah.
And then you're going to click on privacy center.
Yeah.
Right at the top.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you're going to see that little thing where you can scroll. The first one is what you can view is what can drivers see about riders. Don't
Yep.
click on that. How does your data shape? Don't click on that.
Yeah.
Click on the third one where it says, would you like to see a summary of how you use Uber?
Request.
And you're going to click on that.
Enter your email.
Enter your email.
Oh, God. Maury. Just send
You're
him
not
the
even logged in?
No, I am. It told me, I guess it's...
Man, I got time for all
Ain't
this.
nobody got time for that. So in total, I have, it tells you how many times I've ordered with Uber Eats too.
How many times?
Oh, this hurts.
Okay, hit me.
Oh, no. See, I didn't know that.
Uh-oh, the realization just hit. Go, say it.
I didn't know that.
Say it.
It says that I've ordered from Uber Eats 446 times.
Hits you right in the bank account, huh?
446 times.
Wow. Yo, the look on your face right now. So shocked.
No. It also says that we've taken 2,435 trips together. Now, I don't know what that means.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast. Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Hello. Is this Bethany?
Yeah.
Hey, Bethany. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, where does your story and when does your story take place?
Okay, so let me preface my story by saying that I do not have a key fob and my locks are sticky in my car, so I don't often lock my vehicle. Okay.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live on Vancouver Island.
Okay.
A nice little town called Nanaimo.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So you're out in Nanaimo. And you're doing what?
I was actually out in my buddy's Jeep. We were doing some 4x4ing. Me and my girlfriends were drinking in the back of the Jeep, and he was driving us around until about 2 a.m.
Yeah.
The next morning, I woke up, and it was raining really heavy, so I had my hood up. I went outside, started my car, went back inside, came back outside about 5 minutes later, and I noticed that my seat was completely covered in mud. And because I didn't notice and I'd been drinking the night before out wheeling, I was like, was this me?
Not on the floor mat, but like the mud was on the actual seat of the car?
Yeah, like
Okay.
all up the back of it, like all over the base of the seat. I was like, did I do this? So I call my friend and he's like, yeah, I have a steam cleaner. Let's go to my work. So we're both there and we're screaming about how much mud is in my car. Like I got like 2 liters out of the seat. Like it was insanity.
Wow.
So I'm talking about how it must have been like a homeless man, but he didn't take anything.
So you thought like maybe like a homeless guy crawled into your car and just like spent the night kind of thing while you were out?
Yeah. The next day I texted one of my coworkers and asked if he could bring me a dehumidifier and a heater because my seats were soaking wet.
Right.
So I worked through the whole day. I came home. Took me about 10 minutes to set up this dehumidifier and this heater in my car. Like I had extension cables coming out of the garage. I got it all.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's Tuesday morning.
So
But
how
I noticed
many
there was-
days now since you found all the mud in your car?
So this is day 3.
Day 3. Okay.
I get to work, park my car on the road, work through the entire day until about 4:40 in the evening. And I'm walking out to my car and I'm like, why is there so much humidity? Like all my windows are completely fogged up again. I was like, this is so weird. So I unlock my door and I'm reaching across to put some tools in and I hear, hey, can you let me out?
Excuse me? What?
You get into your car and then you look in the back seat and like that little area between the back seats going into the trunk, you just see a face?
Staring back at me, but like those seats do not bend. They are stationary. So I honestly thought one of my friends was messing with me. So I pull out my phone and I start recording and I'm asking him some questions. And he tells me he's the son of the Pope. And that's when I'm like, I am in danger.
Okay. So I want to actually play that part because your video is so crazy. So for everybody else, this is the moment that you turn around and you see the guy's face coming out of the back seats from your trunk. Listen to this.
Why are you in my trunk and are you naked?
Yeah,
What?
it's a rite of passage.
To be. How did you get in there?
I'm the son of the Pope.
What the f?
Oh my God.
There's a man in my car. And
So
I'm
what the
like,
hell did
oh
you
my
do?
God. Well, I realized that he's been in there since Saturday. Like, it's the only logical explanation. Like, he would have sat in the driver's seat. He would have popped the trunk, got into the trunk, locked himself in there, and he has been stuck in there for 3 days because there's no relief.
So did you let him out?
Oh, Oh yeah, I ran back to work. I got one of my coworkers, and he was like, call the cops. So the cops came, and they let him out. They opened the trunk, and I'm like, by the way, he was naked.
He was naked?
and muddy. Naked and muddy.
What? The actual hell.
Okay.
So did you ask him any questions? Like, what happened? How'd he get in there? Like, how'd he get naked and muddy, I guess?
So when the cops showed up, he asked if he could put his pants on, and they were like, we would really appreciate that. So he's coming out of the trunk fully naked. I'm like averting my eyes because I was like, it is Tuesday at 4:40 p.m. Like, I did not sign up for this.
No.
So he said that he thought he was being chased. So he had sat in my car for a while. I actually received video footage from the neighbors of him getting into the front seat a couple days later. And then I guess from the front seat, he was like, I better get in the trunk. But there's no safety latch in that car. So he literally locked himself in there, and it was just hiding. But I don't know if he was like unconscious or what. Like, why wouldn't you say something?
So what happened to the guy?
The cops showed up, and it turns out he was a missing person. So once he told them his name, they were like, this is our guy. I was like, I found him. So they took him off. I think they took him to the hospital because he was severely dehydrated.
Yes.
And also the most important question I have been asked is, like, where did he use the bathroom for 3 days?
Yeah.
Luckily for me, there was no poop in my trunk, but there was definitely a lot of pee, which is probably where the smell was coming from.
Oh, no. So you didn't need that steam cleaner again, huh?
Oh, yeah.
At some point, you got to think about just getting a new car, though, huh?
It's in ICBC's hands right now, the insurance company. So it sucks because my car is so nice. It's a little right-hand drive car from Japan, and I've only had it for a few months.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That sucks, girl.
Okay, so that is a hell of a story. Jesus.
Damn.
Jeez. Well, thank you so much for that, Bethany. That was definitely a hell of a story.
Thank you. I'm hoping it doesn't happen again.
I don't think the chances are good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Somebody sent us one of the funniest slow-mo podcast segments.
Doing this now?
Oh, my God, dude. It's so funny.
Come on, man.
It is so hilarious. So if you listen to our podcast, at half speed, it was discovered that it sounds like you and I are wasted, right?
Yes, it does.
The conversations, sometimes ridiculous, sound even more crazy and ridiculous because our words are very slurred.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But this was next level. I guess because of the context of the convo, right? We don't sound drunk. This one, we sound high.
Oh.
Because we are talking about weed with the biggest weed head that we know, Rosa Mocha fan, Fabian.
Right.
Who, the past like year and a half, has been growing Rosa Mocha. Like, he grew his own strain of weed and named it Rosa Mocha.
Yes.
And he would check in every couple of months just to give us a status update on the plants, right?
Yeah.
So this was submitted, by the way, from Rosa Mocha fan Wesley from episode 157 of our podcast. Available everywhere, by the way. Just search for Rosa Mocha if you have not yet subscribed. And we were talking to Fabian about this weed because we were reacting to pictures that he had sent us showing the progress.
Oh, okay.
Of the weed.
Oh, so we're checking out the weed for the first time?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
here
we're
we go.
asking Fabian questions and Fabian's answering.
What do they call it? A bud? I'm not a weed head, so
Yeah,
what
a
is
bud.
this?
Yeah, one bud that I fully trimmed myself.
Okay. It looks like a piece of broccoli.
Yeah. Purple piece of broccoli.
Is that a big bud? Like, is that considered to be a big bud? Is that a nice bud? Nice size
That's
bud?
a nice size. Nice size nug. Yes, it is. Yes.
Now, would you use that in one blunt, or would you...
One blunt.
That's just one, huh?
Wow.
That's one nice big size J.
And then do you just like crush it with your fingers, or do you have like something that you crush it with?
I got a grinder.
Grinder. You got a grinder? Okay.
I got a grinder. Yeah. I stopped using my hands when I was 18.
Maury stopped using his hands at 18 too because of grinder.
That's such a good one. That's such a good one.
That's a good one, man.
Yo, we sound like three stoners.
I keep in mind, right? Like I don't smoke, right? I don't smoke weed. Oh my God, that was a good line.
Oh wow! So listen, if you find a
for
moment
God's
from the
sake,
podcast that when you slow it down at half speed that you think would be funny for us to share with Roz and Mocha fans everywhere, please submit it to us. Let us know the episode number. Let us know your name, like Wesley did. Shout out to Wesley for sending that in, and just send us the clip or give us a timestamp, and we'll get that on the radio.
I was just pushing my stomach in so hard from laughing. I actually have to pee now. Oh. I really do.
One nice big size J.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Elena, what's going on? It's Roz and Mocha.
Oh my God, I think I have the dog from hell and I need help.
Okay.
Jump right into it, huh?
Okay. Hold on now.
Yeah, you sound hella stressed.
You wrote, it says, "Hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. I just got a new puppy, and I really thought I could do it all on my own, but he's being such a pain. I know he's a baby, but when he doesn't get his way, he screams. I've gone as far as putting a sign on my door so the neighbors don't think I'm torturing toddlers in here. I know Mocha has 2 dogs and recently got a new one. Maury has Andy, and I know Roz has had dogs in the past. Any advice on puppy training? Save my insanity." Mocha, you go first, and then I want to get Maury's thoughts on this as well, because I know that they brought Andy. And if you remember, Maury brought their dog, Andy Monroe. God, every time I say that, I have to clear my mouth. When they brought their dog, Andy Monroe, to puppy school, Maury and Matthew were those parents that held the dog back.
Yeah.
Like they didn't let him graduate grade 1. They flunked him. They flunked him.
Real quick, did you sign Andy up for another round of classes? Or
Classes are starting soon once COVID restrictions ease up for the classes. So we're going back in like 2 weeks.
Okay. So Mocha, we'll come back to you in a second more. So Mocha, you have Tig, who's an old man. Okay.
He's 9 now.
You're golden. And then you have Leo, who is your puppy.
Yeah, he's like 8 months now?
8 months. And so do you even remember what it was like having a puppy? And so did Leo. Leo did come into the house and just tear stuff up again?
Wrecked everything.
Okay.
Everything. Shook our world. So here's my question for you, Elena. First of all, how old is the dog and what's the breed?
He's 3 months old and he's a Brittany, which is like a Brittany Spaniel. And he's real, like, you know what, for the most part, he's really good. But when he doesn't get his way, oh my gosh, like it is known.
What do you mean get his way? What does that mean, get his way?
Like if I leave him alone or if I tell him to stop biting something. Like he's sassy. He has an attitude and I haven't even had my coffee yet this morning. I'm losing it.
Yeah, well, it's because he's a puppy, right? And he's just wild and there are 0 rules and you need to set rules in place. And I think at that age, it's very important to spend as much time doing any type of training so that he knows that you are the boss. Because right now, in your apartment or your condo, he is the boss. Or he at least feels that way and he is trying to prove his dominance over you. So you need to put him in check.
Yeah, like how?
Well, you need
besides telling him no, like sternly, because that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, you need much like men, dogs thrive under structure and discipline. Right? And and exactly that. They need to know their place in the pack. And right now, your dog thinks that he's the leader of the pack. And you have to flip the psychology and dynamic of your relationship so he knows that he is to follow, not to lead. And how you do that, there are a ton of resources out there to help you with that.
I know with COVID restrictions, it's a little bit difficult, but have you signed up for puppy classes?
He's a bit too young still. Like, he hasn't had all his vaccines just yet.
Gotcha.
Right.
Like, I was thinking about like an in-home training, but I mean, it is pretty
A
expensive.
lot of
but,
schools
like, it would
also
be really
offer
nice.
virtual training too, by the way.
Virtual training for a dog?
They do. See, our experience at home with the two different breeds of dogs were quite different. And the way we trained Tig, we tried to train Leo, the Australian Shepherd, in the exact same way. But that learning technique did not work for him at all, where we went to the puppy school, we did socialization with other pups, and Leo's just a different, more hyperactive kind of dog. And we ended up doing like a one-on-one, similar virtual, like had videos sent to us. But we signed up with a class, and we've been just practicing at home. And I got to tell you, it's the one-on-one alone time with your pup that really, in our experience at least, really helped, so that Leo understood that he is not the one that's running the house, that we're running the house, and he needs to listen to us, right? And even taking him out around the block. I know your pup is only 3 months old, so probably can't last too long being out in public. But I think that being exposed to the world will help regulate him a little bit more.
Let me read you this. I'm just going on a website here. Most Brittany's are sensitive dogs with a rather soft temperament. They respond best to calm voice and a light hand on the leash, and do not do well in an environment with frequent tension or loud voices. Some Brittany's, especially adolescents, are excessively submissive. Some Brittany Spaniels tend to whine persistently. No, that was not Maury's Wikipedia page. So I think maybe, like breed of dog matters too, where they, according to this, and again, this is just somebody's website talking about the breed, they don't do well with the sort of, yelling don't. It's the sort of soft temperament that will win them over.
Elena, have you reached out to any trainers who their specialty is the breed that you have?
No, I honestly haven't. I've talked to a few who just said you can't, same thing, you can't let him win.
Yeah.
Like if he's whining, you kind of have to ignore it. But this dog can go on for hours.
I think you should reach out to someone who knows that breed and has years of experience with that breed. And I feel like that may help you manage the temperament, manage the activity in the house, and manage his barking, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's really good advice, yeah.
Well, there you go, Elena. You have a couple of suggestions, but I think number one is reach out to someone who knows the breed and who has experience with that breed that might be able to give you some additional tips.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Thank you so much.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
So Lindsay Lohan, Lohan. Okay, so that's the question, right? Is it Lindsay Lohan or is it Lindsay Lohan? And I've spent way too much time on this today.
I can tell you, Lindsay Lohan. End of story.
Okay, so here's the thing, though, is that she joined TikTok, right? And so she joined TikTok and she was like, "Hey, everybody, it's Lindsay." She said her last name. And she said it in a way that everybody was like, "Oh my God, have I been pronouncing your name wrong this whole time?" And so here is Lindsay Lohan, when she joined TikTok.
TikTok?
Yes.
A cameo.
TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Hey everyone, it's Lindsay Lohan, and guess what? Now I'm on TikTok.
Hold on,
Okay,
wait,
so
say
play
that
that
again?
back again. Play that back again.
Hey everyone, it's Lindsay Lohan, and guess what? Now I'm on TikTok.
Yo, why is she saying it different now?
So she says what?
She says Lindsay Lohan. Listen.
Hey everyone, it's Lindsay Lohan, and guess what? Now I'm on TikTok.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
Okay, so the only person I ever heard say Lindsay Lohan was Tina Fey, because Tina Fey, they did Mean Girls together, right?
Yeah.
And Tina Fey had done a lot of talking about Lindsay Lohan. And Tina Fey was always the only person I ever heard say it, Lindsay Lohan. So this is Tina Fey.
Please welcome the young girl we have been assigned to mentor, Lindsay Lohan.
Okay, so at that point, years ago, I was like, maybe it is Lohan. And then, but I'm like, God, I think that when Lindsay says it, she says Lindsay Lohan. But then if you listen to her joining TikTok yesterday, she clearly says Lohan. But when you go back and listen to other examples of Lindsay Lohan or Lohan saying her name, like this is from 2018 with W Magazine.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Lohan, and these are my 8 favorite lines from Mean Girl.
Yo, girl, come on now.
Okay, so that's clearly Lohan. And then here is 2019 Entertainment Weekly.
I've joined the MTV family, and I'm Lindsay Lohan.
Okay.
No, you can't be switching them
Clearly
up like that,
Lohan.
girl.
And then here is, she's on Cameo. So here's Cameo 1.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Lohan, and I'm so excited to be on Cameo.
Yo, and she went, listen to this.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Lohan.
Like, she went hard on the Lohan.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Lohan, and I'm so excited to be on Cameo and connect with you all.
Here's Cameo 2.
Hi, Ava. It's Lindsay Lohan. I want to wish you a very happy birthday.
No, that's
Bruh.
not fair. You can't be switching them up
Bruh,
like that.
She says it 2 different ways depending on the day. Have you ever heard somebody who like changes the way that they pronounce their last name?
No.
Hi, Ava. It's Lindsay Lohan. I want to wish you a very happy birthday. Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Lohan, and I'm so excited to be on Cameo.
No, those
and
are
connect
2
with you
very
all.
different ways, Lindsay.
Right?
Not cool.
So I don't know. So everybody's freaking out going, oh my God, I've been pronouncing Lindsay Lohan's wrong name this whole time. But you haven't.
But who is, though?
Everybody is. I guess
Including
both,
her.
Maybe both are right.
But what's the real way? Now we don't know.
If Lindsay Lohan, right, doesn't stick to one, then I don't think that there is a right or wrong way to say it.
Like, she'll answer to both.
Yeah, but like she really hit Han on that one.
Thank you.
And then in the new one, she's clearly...
Like, listen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Lohan, and I'm so excited to be on Cameo and
Like,
connect
that was
with
a
you all.
hard hand.
That's
right?
Hi, Ava. It's Lindsay Lohan. I want to wish you a very happy birthday.
Who does that?
Poor Ava. Paid for that cameo and got cheated. Cheated.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Careful out there. It is pretty slick.
How was it for you? Because you and I come in from 2 very different parts of the city to get here every day.
Oh, man. The snow in my neighborhood, it was a lot.
You take what and what and what to get here?
I take, the 404.
404?
All the way until it turns into the DVP.
Gotcha. So you're all 404 all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the plows had hit a little bit of the 404, and then I caught up to them, I think like 6 plows.
Yeah.
And stuck in traffic. I knew this was going to happen, so I prepared.
Gotcha.
I left my house 10 minutes earlier than I normally would.
And how was it up there north of the city?
Oh, terrible.
Like residential areas, terrible.
The streets hadn't been plowed in my neighborhood yet.
Right.
So it was me making the tracks because nobody in my neighborhood
just
leaves.
you, huh?
It was just me
That's
making the
such a
tracks.
beautiful thing, though.
And then when I got to the main road, the plows had gone by, but only one lane was really, really carved out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Until I got to the highway.
Yeah.
And then it was fine. I just took it easy. And then I got stuck behind, I think it was like 6 or 7 plows on the DVP heading south. And then I got off at Bayview.
I think a lot of people are just going to bail on today, full stop.
I think so.
Kids in the city don't have to go to school today.
Well, there's a bunch of schools that already have a PA day today.
Yeah.
But then schools in Halton announce that they're closed, and then Peel. So far, Peel and York say that schools are open.
Right. How was your drive in, Moore?
It was shockingly fine.
Yeah?
I followed a truck the whole way.
No spinning?
Oh, there was tons of spinning.
Oh, okay.
But when you follow a truck, like he creates the path and you just follow in his wake.
When Maury, when that light turns green, if Maury's at a red light, like he guns it, right? Like
Has to.
it's so wild. I drove behind Maury one time after a snowstorm, the whole way down, like probably about 3 kilometers. I drove behind you, and it was such a sight to see. Like it's not that and I don't blame the car at this point because Maury does drive a Yaris, right? Mm-hmm. And
he drives erratically.
He drives erratically, but it's a tiny little Yaris, and there is no snow tires on it. So watching it's hysterical to watch. By the way, also slightly.
I don't know if this matters, but there are now 3 different kinds of tires.
No, it doesn't matter. You're fine.
Okay.
Why do you have 3 different kinds?
Well, because
of tires?
I got a flat tire at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And I brought it in. Yes. And so then somebody in the parking lot, we talked to the guy, helped me put on the spare.
Right.
And then
when you cried, that's right. You got a flat tire in a parking garage.
Yeah.
And you were with Matthew.
Yeah.
And you guys got in a giant fight because he blamed you for the flat tire.
Totally his fault.
Right.
So then when I brought it in,
Matthew was a passenger that day, right?
Yeah, but he told me that where I parked wasn't a parking spot, and it really was.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. No. Now I remember.
Now you remember.
So when I brought
every time
it in,
you get a flat tire, you cry, huh?
Wouldn't you? So I bought like a super cheap tire. Like
What's
a
super
super
cheap?
cheap. Like it was something like
makes it cheap?
$76. And the guy was like,
But what makes it cheap, though?
He said, I highly suggest you don't go on highways with this.
It's like he sold you a spare tire.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
He said it'll get you to your next oil change, but not much past that.
And how long has that been now?
I'm due now for the oil change. So, yeah.
And what are you going to do about the tire situation?
Oh, I have to change it.
So,
because I just needed it to get me to Thanksgiving.
We are way past that. Damn, bro.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
Let me play this for you. Camila Cabello and Ed Sheeran have a song together.
Oh, yeah?
Coming out on March 4th called Bam Bam. Camila posted on IG. Bam Bam, March 4th with at Teddy's photos. One of my favorite people and artists ever. Also, my birthday is the day before. So, triple win. This is what the song sounds like.
Now I'm out dancing with strangers. You could be casually dating. Damn, it's all changing so fast. I said, love it, I see. Yeah, that's just life, baby. Yeah, love came around and it knocked me down, but I'm back on my feet. I said, love it, I see. Yeah, that's just life, baby. I was barely standing, but now I'm dancing. He's all over me.
That's all they released so far.
I love it. I understood 5 words of what she said. Am I alone on that?
But you like it?
Yeah, I love the beat. I like the guitar. I love her voice. But like she and who's the other one I never understand?
Ariana Grande, yeah.
Ariana Grande. I hear like sounds that's like the sounds resemble words.
And it sounds nice.
And it sounds nice. Yeah, like it's sonically pleasing. But they're just sounds, though.
I don't know if Ed Sheeran is only playing guitar or if he drops a verse in the song. I love that the two of them got together for an up-tempo song, and it's not like another ballad or something a little bit more down-tempo.
Play it. Can you play it again so I can
Absolutely.
try and understand
Figure out the words?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand what's going on here.
Now I'm out dancing with strangers. You
Okay,
could be
yeah.
casually dating. Damn, it's all changing so
Don't know what that is.
fast. I said, love it, I see. Yeah, that's just life, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, love came around and it knocked me down, but I'm back on my feet.
Okay, I get that part.
I said, love it, I
What did she say there?
Yeah, that's just life. Back on my feet. I said, love it, I see. Yeah, that's just life, baby. I was barely standing, but now I'm dancing. He's all over me.
Dan Mori just sent us the song lyrics. Do you want to go through it again?
No, now I understand. Because that one thing I don't understand is because it's actually not in English.
Oh.
That's why.
Oh, the Spanish part.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, I like it though.
Oh man, that's all like
It's
that's
been
all puts you in a good mood, huh?
I know, and it's been a long time since there's been a song that sounded like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like a very long time since there's been a song that
Do you
sounded
remember
like that.
when it was let me see if I still have it here. The Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift. Because here are two mega superstars that teamed up for the one track off of his album. They redid a song. And everyone was so excited because it's like Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift getting together. And then they released a song and it was just like this down-tempo, slow. And the song never really took off.
No.
Same thing with when Camila had one with Pharrell. It never took off, but it was a really good song called Sangria Wine.
Oh, yo, you love that song, right?
Dude, that is the best song
I don't know if have I heard that?
ever.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
Absolutely, yeah.
Sangria Wine. Sangria Wine.
How else does it
Is
go?
that how it goes, Shem? That's not how it
It
goes?
is how it goes.
No?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No.
No.
How off
Does it
am
go?
I?
How does it go, Maury?
Sangria Wine. Sangria Wine.
Okay, and how does it actually go, Shem? Not that?
Not like that.
No.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Can we talk Kanye real quick?
Yeah.
So He had that big event last night.
Yo, you sound so hyped.
The Donda Life, bro. What a disaster this whole thing was.
I know.
So he kept fans waiting for 2 hours.
Not cool, man.
We know that. To live stream the listening party of Donda 2. When he finally did show up, this is from the article I was reading. The follow-up to last summer's Donda felt more akin to an overhyped drop of discarded and disjointed tracks rather than a full-fledged studio album, replete with choppy audio and a number of glitches. He played a couple of new tracks which centered on his selfishness, feelings disconnected from his 4 children and his estranged wife, Kim Kardashian. And then he took another swipe at Pete Davidson. So he played that one track, which was, what was the song where he took the...
Easy?
Yeah, where he was like, God save me from that car crash just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass. And then in another song, he says that, he says this, meaning I'm speaking of Pete Davidson. So Kanye says this, he's not a threat, send him a text, put him in a timeout. And then he goes, I'll put your security at risk, never stand between a man and his kids.
Wow.
Right? So that was from a song called Security.
And he said he doesn't feel threatened?
Yeah. So that was from a song called Security. And I'll read that again. He's not a threat. Send him a text. Put him in a timeout. I'll put your security at risk. Never stand between a man and his kids. And then he went a little easier on Kim Kardashian. So you do hear Kim, I guess, on the album. And it's for a song called Sci-Fi, where I guess Kanye sampled what Kim said in her monologue on SNL.
I married the best rapper of all time.
Of course. It's a very Kanye thing to do.
Not only that, he's the richest black man in America. A talented, legit genius who gave me 4 incredible kids.
Deep is dying right now.
Oh,
dying.
So
Dying.
Oh
my God.
Not into it. Even Shem shaking his head. You watched this whole thing last night, didn't you?
I watched it last night. It was the sound errors. It just sounded terrible. And there was a lot of memes going around that Kanye's probably going to kill his sound guy because it was really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Really
there
bad.
There was one part where he was performing a song called Jail. And then I was like, because I watched a little bit of the video and I couldn't understand why until I read that he actually threw the microphone on the ground because he was so upset.
Yeah.
Right?
It was terrible.
This is the part I'm talking about, yeah. So he's performing. And then you're going to hear something hit.
Oh.
Right there. It sounds like fireworks.
But of course the vocals keep playing because it's on track, right?
Yeah. Go right here, listen. Right? Like, it was all bad news for Kanye last night. All bad news.
I don't know, man.
Listen, I don't know if you guys watched the Kanye documentary that they have on Netflix. Episode 2 is out today, right? I don't know. I used to have like a soft spot for Kanye, and I really, really enjoyed the documentary because that Kanye is the version that I grew up with. Right. Following his career from the very beginning. And I found it insightful because I saw everything that led up to his record deal and releasing the first album.
Sure,
right.
yeah.
So I'm getting all the behind the scenes stuff. So that's the Kanye that I know. And then, obviously it's going to take us through the evolution. But this one, this version of Kanye is a person I don't know, I can't defend whatsoever.
No.
And I try to listen to the albums, I try to listen to the music with my original Kanye fandom ears, and I just can't get into it.
Yeah, and this goes back to, as well, which everybody always falls back on the thing with Kanye, that he's a genius, right? And that's the sort of thing. But Kanye is now at a point in his life and in his career where, the genius tag has stuck, but he hasn't done anything even remotely close to genius in how long now?
Years.
Like
10 years,
years.
Maybe 10 years, maybe longer than that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the Kanye genius tag is overrated,
So
quite honestly.
I.
Like, genius for what?
I think genius is attributed oftentimes to incredible creative bursts and eccentricities that somebody who is a creative, successful creative may fall into even accidentally. And when you have that kind of fan base, you can release a lot of garbage and people will accept it because you are called a genius. And and I'm not even talking his music. I'm talking a lot of the stupid clothes he thinks are cool too.
Yeah, I think
Right?
Kanye
You know what I
now
mean?
in his career, in the longevity, or I guess his timeline of releases, he has now had more horrible years than he's had great years. Like in my opinion, his last great year musically was, I think it was 2009 when he released Beautiful Dark Twisted
time ago.
Fantasy, right?
That's a long
and
time
since
ago.
then, up to now, it's just, this is the Kanye I don't know. This is the Kanye I can't defend. This is the Kanye that's, the new Kanye is now older than the old Kanye.
Yes. But anyway, you can buy the album for that $230 if you buy that dongle that he released.
Oh, God.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is.
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Layla, what's up? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, Rosie Mocha.
What is going on with you?
So I'm missing my ex, and I'm just wondering if I made a mistake.
Layla, do me a favor. I know you sound you're very heartbroken. I need you to speak into the very bottom of the phone or stop moving around because it's very hollow. It sounds very muffled where you are.
Ooh, sorry. Okay.
Are we on Bluetooth
better?
or anything? Yeah. Or yeah, perfect.
No, I'm not. My phone just kind of sucks right now. But
Okay. So Layla, what's going on with you, hon?
So yeah, like I said, I'm missing my ex, and I'm just worried if I made a mistake. You know.
You're missing your ex and you're worried if you made a mistake. You wrote us this: Roz and Mocha fixed my life. I finally got my ex to delete me from social media and everything else, but I've been missing him like crazy. The people that I've been talking to lately just don't compare. I'm wondering if it was maybe a mistake to cut him off forever because he now has me blocked. I love and miss him with every fiber of my being, and it kills me that I have to pretend he doesn't exist in order to move on. We've been broken up for almost 4 years now, but it officially ended in August. What do I do?
Why did you guys break up, Layla?
So basically, he went out one time and he kind of cheated on me.
Kind of cheated on you. What does that mean? Kind of cheated on you.
Well, he kissed somebody, right?
Yeah.
And then he ended up telling me the next day. So previously, so somebody close to me got sick, right? And I had to work overtime, so I started. It's hard to talk about.
Did you cheat on him?
No, I didn't cheat on him. I did something I probably should have never done. That kind of affected my health, and I didn't tell him about it until he told me that he cheated. So he's like, basically, I opened Pandora's box, and you were holding all these things in. So I guess that rubbed him off the wrong way, and we broke up because of it.
Hold on. What did you do?
I did drugs.
Yeah. What kind of drugs?
It was coke, just to stay up.
So wait a second. So you were doing coke, and then you told him that you were doing drugs, and then he was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing drugs." Well, I cheated on you?
Yeah. So I did that 6 months before, but I never told him about it.
Right.
Right. I was just doing it to work extra shifts, stay up.
Sure.
I didn't want it to be a part of my life, so I didn't tell anybody about it. Right.
Okay, but it was a part of your life.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah. And is it currently or no?
Hell no.
Okay. So then he cheated on you.
Yeah.
And then how many times did he cheat on you?
Just that one time.
I think that you're dealing with a little bit of regret, and there wasn't the kind of closure you wanted, and that maybe you were pissed off at the time, and that those feelings are, you can get over somebody kissing somebody else, even though it's a terrible thing to do. Millions of couples have done it. And now you're regretting the decision. So he said that he kissed somebody, and you were like, "Get out of my life," right?
No, never. I never said that.
Oh, so what? So why were you telling him to delete you off social media then? You said, I finally got my ex to delete me from social media.
The reason we broke up was that reason 2 years ago. We've been broken up for 4 years, and the whole 4 years has been on and off. You know what I mean?
On and off what? On and off relationship? You would still get together, you'd still hook up, you'd still be in each other's lives?
Yeah, so for the first 2 years, of our breakup, it was like that. And then I got annoyed on the third year, and I was like, what the hell is this? You come back into my life and then leave my life. It's just like you're putting me in a downward spiral. So he's like, you know what, I think it's best that we stop talking. So we didn't talk for 9 months. And then he came back into my life, said he's done some thinking and wants to see where this can go. And then we're texting and he's like telling me about what he wants in a woman and, you know, what he hopes for in the future. And I'm just like, well, I'm here. Am I not enough?
Oh, what'd he say?
And he's just like, you know what, I'm not looking for a relationship. I was like, then you need to leave me alone at this point because you're really, like, it's starting to affect my life. You're holding me back.
Mm-hmm. So you want the guy that didn't want you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's classic. You got to move on.
Yeah. You just listed off a whole bunch of reasons as
you
to
gotta
why
move
you're not good for each other.
Yeah.
It was just confusing, you know, because
of course it is.
He like tried to make me trust him and like tell me all these things I want.
Yeah, because you're comfortable. It's convenient to have you around. It's convenient to have somebody to talk to and to be able to hang out with and possibly hook up with until he, you know, finds, no offense, but finds somebody that he wants to be with, right?
I don't know, Mocha. Like, he was my best friend too, you know?
Yeah, but you're not his.
That sucks to hear.
That's the truth.
So what do I do? Like, do I just leave it alone? And
Yeah,
He left you alone. He like went and deleted. You just said he deleted you off of everything, which means he doesn't want any part of your life. I know it sucks to hear all of this, but I feel like you need the truth right now. And the truth is, the two of you don't belong together.
Yeah. Like, I told him to delete me because I was just sick of it. He's
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, because listen, you're going to start making real horrible decisions for somebody who doesn't want you just because they mean more to you than you mean to them. And you're going to put yourself in a position of where you're constantly going to feel bad about yourself. Constantly.
Yeah.
And that is not a healthy place to be.
Exactly, and that's the way it was, you know? Like,
yeah, so why do you want to go back there? Why do you want to go back there? You think you're going to change him?
Well, no, like, it just, like, I know what love feels like, you know?
Yeah, but
Like,
it doesn't, I know, but it doesn't feel like that for him.
You're only thinking about the good times that you guys had and shared, right? And you're like yearning for those moments, for those feelings, but you're not going to get that. You're going to end up in the exact same place that you are right now, which is feeling terrible and depressed and just hurt.
No, that's true. Absolutely.
You got to move on, Layla.
And just remind yourself that, you know, it's not like he's just waiting for you to do that one right thing. He doesn't love you.
Okay.
You're going to be fine. You're going to get through this and you're going to be better for it.
I hope so. I
Okay?
love you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Love you
too.
too.
Take care.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
Hello, Roz and Mocha. Who's this?
Hi, this is Kirsten.
What's up?
Hey, I talked to you guys 4 years ago about Silicon Valley. You guys showed me that. I just want to say thank you for showing me that. It's still one of my favorite shows.
Yo, Silicon Valley, if you have not yet watched that.
Not bad. But anyways, so what I wanted to call, it's it's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. 2, I'm starting a new job soon. I was texting you guys. So for me, my work hours, it's hard. So I have to text you guys. So I've been like obsessed with the podcast. So I actually have today off because I've been working like every day. So I took today off, stayed up just to call you guys to try to get through.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
So I'm starting a new job. It's a huge opportunity for me. I'm super nervous about it. I just wanted a bit of advice if that was okay with you guys.
Why are you nervous?
So I'm a tattoo artist. You can blur out my Instagram name and theirs.
Yeah.
But if you could compare that, I just want you to look at it because I applied not thinking I had a shot and they hired me and the work is intimidating to me.
Oh, you don't think you're good enough?
Yeah.
But they hired you for a reason. They must have liked the artwork that you do.
Still like a junior. I'm only 4 years in. I've been like self-teaching a lot. Like it's intimidating. And this is an opportunity. Like it's the best shop in the area by a long shot. The guy who owns it is an internationally known award-winning artist.
So I think that you need to be honest with them, and I think that you need to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I think that you need to go in there and be like, Mike, this is an incredible opportunity, but I don't think you should go. I don't think you should go in there and sort of try and be somebody that you're not. I think that you need to lean on them, and they need to know what you're capable of, so they're not asking more of you. This is you're talking permanent things on people. So I think that you need to make it perfectly clear that you are still very much in the learning process and you're just incredibly grateful for the opportunity to learn from such talented artists.
So when I walked in for the interview, I walked in, they showed me the shop, they sat me down, they said, so do you want a job? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was basically it. But it's just these
easy.
artists that work there. And they told me that I do good work and stuff, but it's intimidating to me because these are artists that I've looked up to in like my whole like career.
But now that you work there and you're going to be with these tattoo artists, like now you can have, you know, time or you have the opportunity to learn from these people that you just said that you looked up to, right?
Yeah.
Like the time that you're actually not working, that you're not tatting somebody up, you could sit, if they're cool with it, while they are doing their artwork on someone and learn from them.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think that you need to you need to play to your strengths, and they need to know what those are.
Yeah.
Being open about your current ability, because obviously they see talent in you, and don't try and be something that you are not. Be the thing that
I would never.
but just what I'm saying is that be the person, like don't be intimidated. Be the person they hired. They know your portfolio. They know what you're capable of. That's what you have to do, and then just make yourself available at every opportunity to get better.
No, you're completely right. And I think it's intimidating because I'm the youngest starting in the shop. And
Sure.
I'm right now, the shop I work at, I am the head of it right now.
Yeah.
And 4 years in, I shouldn't be.
You're going to be fine. You're psyching yourself out, girl.
Yeah.
You're psyching yourself out. Sometimes when you're learning and you're getting good, and when talent is developing, you can't see the progression yourself. It takes somebody else to see that in you. So I don't think that you even realize how good you've become.
Yeah.
Okay, let yourself be that.
Would you guys look at my page at least?
Yeah. What's your Instagram?
I've DM'd both of you.
There you are, my love. Yeah, your stuff's good.
I appreciate that. Like, I have a long way to go. There's a lot I want to learn.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, your stuff's good. I like that flower. I want to get a bunch of flowers.
Hey, if you guys want something, I'd do it.
Listen now.
Lindsay, you are going to be fine.
Your stuff is good.
And
Don't worry
also,
about it.
good for you for calling in and sneaking an FML out of this.
Wait, you asked me the question, though?
Curse between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Always been Roz.
Huh?
Always been Roz.
Always been Roz.
Oh, okay then. All right.
See, Mocha doesn't listen when he doesn't hear his own name.
No, it's always Roz. Since I've been listening, always Roz.
I heard you loud and clear, girl. Thank you so much. Yeah, your stuff's beautiful. You're
going to be
killing it.
amazing.
You're going to be great.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yesterday was Pattie Day, Beef Pattie Day.
Oh.
Big celebration everywhere.
We used to call them Jamaican patties growing up. Was that wrong?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, not at all. And people were celebrating all day. It was wonderful. My feed was just full of people like eating beef patties or going to their favorite beef patty place or just showing photos of like back in the day photos of them eating beef patties, right?
best.
So it was a wonderful day. And then later in the day, the celebration turned into fear and sadness.
Oh, no.
Because in Toronto, one of the most famous beef patty places. They've been in the city for 43 years.
Okay.
Randy's.
That's a long time.
On Eglinton West.
Randy's Patties?
Yeah, in Little Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right? Survived like through the LRT crosstown construction, everything. So many businesses when you drive up and down Eglinton, right?
Yeah.
You see boarded up or closed down completely.
Yes, sir.
Randy's survived because they make the best beef patties in the city.
Okay.
Okay.
What can I ask you before we continue?
Yes.
What makes them so good?
It is the way they.
Is it
So first of all,
the fillings?
yes, because they don't use like garlic powder or they don't use like onion powder. They use like fresh ingredients, like fresh onions, fresh
Okay.
peppers, fresh everything.
What's more
right?
important to you when it comes to a patty? Is it the flaky outside or the filling inside?
For me personally,
Yeah.
I don't know how Deepa you feel or Shem how you guys feel, but for me it's all the flavoring on the inside,
On the
and
inside.
especially the beef that they use.
Okay, I
right?
gotcha.
You
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
guys feel the same way? Like the pastry, I agree. I love a buttery pastry. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And a place like Randy's, they do everything by hand. They make like hundreds a day. They have like 5 people working in the back there.
Okay,
right?
so Randy's is known. They're like the best, right?
Known.
Okay.
So they go on Instagram yesterday,
Yeah.
and I went and checked, and I don't know if you guys saw, but that post has been taken down. And I don't know if it's because of the influx of reaction they got, but they announced that they're closing. And they announced, not like, hey, by the way, in the next couple of months we're closing. They were like, guys, we're closing on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Wait, it's this Saturday?
This Saturday, Randy's is closing. After being at that location for 43 years.
Really?
Yeah. And then the
Did
reaction.
they say why?
So they said it's
Like supply issues, I think.
Manufacturing and
Yeah.
supply shortages is the
Gotcha.
reason, right?
Gotcha.
So somebody then posted on their Instagram a story that BlogTO put together, right? That Randy's is closing. And then Drake, who follows that particular person, commented and was like, yo, I'll buy Randy's right now.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. Like Drake knows the history of Randy's in this city and why it's such an important establishment. But you also have to remember, Drake, manufacturing and supply. It's not just you're buying up the
but
company.
Drake's got his own plane.
But Drake has the ability to make things better, right? So the comments were flying in all day. People said, I told my dad about Randy's Patties closing, and he simply didn't believe me. Another person said, I'm actually so sad that they are closing Randy's Patties. Every time I used to go in here, it was with my papa after a trip to the library. I can't imagine losing one more piece that keeps his memories alive for me. We need Drake to buy that place and to keep it. Randy's Patties is a historical landmark and represents the heart and soul of Little Jamaica.
Yeah.
And so many people feel the same way. And let me tell you, one person on our team, this news affected them.
Okay.
So much.
Okay.
Took it to heart.
Okay.
That in his quest to help save Randy's Patties,
right?
Shem came in here before the show started.
Right.
Wrote, sang, and produced a song.
A tribute?
Yes.
Like We Are the World for Randy's Patties?
Yes, because this news affected him. He was like, yo, this news, it affected me all night. I was thinking about this all night that I couldn't sleep. And he came in and like all within an hour put together this song.
Patty Aid?
So if
Shem,
you're a
didn't you
fan,
come in at like 2 o'clock in the morning to do this?
Yes, sure did.
If you're a fan of Randy's Patties and you want to hear this play or you want to see this place stay, I don't know if this is going to do anything from the Roz and Mocha show to help support and to get the word out there. But I mean, according to Randy's Patties, they're only going to be open until Saturday at that Eglinton West location.
Okay.
So do what you can to go in at some point over the next 3 days to go and support them.
Yeah.
Right? A staple in the city. But this, for them, Randy's Patties from the Roz and Mocha show, specifically Shem, who is saddened by this news, is for you.
This is my story about beef patties. Toronto story about beef patties. Hey, I remember those days when I would go home from the West End all the way to Scarborough, and I never did care if I went alone when my belly would rumble. It's time to go, and Randy's been a staple in Toronto, and you know Eglinton West has been its home. I remember eating patty with bread that's cocoa. Now I hear it is closing. That's a no-no. When I first heard the news, it was on BlogTO. I could not believe it. Thought it was a joke, but Drake done step up now for Toronto. Said he put money to it so it don't close. Summertime, springtime, and in the snow, Randy's always got a lineup right out the door. For 43 years, it's been the place to go. If it close, I would feel real low. Missy Randy, we got to save it before it shut down. You can replace it. Now, how does that sound? Part of the fabric in that part of town. Rah, 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 rah. Little Jamaica, you have to rate we. No disrespect now to the other bakeries. We have to come together and save Randy's. Brah, 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 brah.
Oh, wow. Wow. Come on now. Come on now.
Yo, save Randy's! Save Randy's, please! Yo, that was so good, Shem. Thank you.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
Let's whisper. Okay. It seems you have a very aggressive whisper.
What do you mean?
Like can you just whisper?
I am.
No, that's not. It's weird the way you whisper like this.
Why are you yelling?
I'm not. You have a weird aggressive whisper. I don't want to whisper with you. You're not a good whisper buddy.
What if I whisper like this?
That's whispering.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Mocha. Yeah. Are you ready?
I am.
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
Rosie O'Donnell is apologizing.
Oh, no. What did Rosie do now?
Oh, Rosie stepped in it bad.
She's always doing something, huh?
Oh, Rosie stepped in it bad. Okay, people, you assume that famous people know all famous people from their banquets and their meetings and the emails and the group chats between all the famous people. So you assume all famous people know every other famous person. So Rosie O'Donnell was out with her family at Nobu in Malibu, and they ran into Nick Jonas and his wife, who is
Priyanka
Chopra. So Rosie O'Donnell knows Nick Jonas, knows of Priyanka Chopra, but obviously not well. So here's the first TikTok that Rosie O'Donnell posted where she was talking about how she really stepped in it at Nobu.
Everybody, it's me, Rosie O'Donnell, and I just embarrassed my son and his girlfriend, Teresa, and Fran Drescher, because seated next to us at Malibu at Nobu was Nick Jonas and his wife, someone Chopra, which I always assumed was Deepak Chopra's daughter. So when I said, "Hi, Nick Jonas, you were great in Kingdom," and "Hi, I know your dad," she goes, "You do? Who's my dad?" And I'm like, "Deepak." She's like, "No." And Chopra is a common name. I was like, "Woo!" I felt so embarrassed. Didn't you think that Nick Jonas was married to Deepak Chopra's daughter? Am I the only one who thought that?
Yeah, you are.
You had one job.
I had one job, my kid said, and I messed it up. All right, so Nick Jonas, I apologize, and to the Chopra wife, I apologize.
Okay. So then Rosie's timeline gets flooded. Deepak Chopra, by the way, like best-selling Indian author, one of the world leaders in alternative medicine, friends with Oprah, like the very famous Chopra, right? So then what happens is Rosie's timeline gets filled with people who, A, agree with her, that they also thought that Priyanka Chopra was Deepak's daughter, but also people going in on Rosie for saying, how do you not know Priyanka Chopra and only refer to as the Chopra wife or something Chopra?
Right.
So then Rosie has to go back on TikTok.
Okay, good morning, everybody. So I'm reading the comments about my Nick Jonas and his wife, Priyanka Chopra, who I mistakenly thought was Deepak's daughter. And people thought that she was rude. She wasn't rude. It was just awkward, you know? I mean, I'm sure she gets sick of that. I'm sure I'm not the only one. According to the comments, a lot of people thought that too. But she's apparently a very well-known actress and more famous than him, people were saying. So I'm sure it felt weird to her to begin with.
Well, yes.
And anyway, Priyanka is her name. Priyanka, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I just want to apologize to her and to everyone who thought that it was really inappropriate of me. Sorry, you know, sometimes I did at Nobu. TikTok, you don't stop.
Okay, so Deepa, you're dying.
No.
You're dying.
That's mildly racist for you to assume
But it's a last name. It wasn't just like...
Yeah, but are you going to assume that every single person with the same last name is somehow related to each other?
Well, famous. Like if there was another, and believe me, Rosie, you stepped in it, okay, girl. You didn't even know who she was. I understand if maybe you knew Priyanka Chopra was super famous, and yes, more famous than her husband. But then you still sort of thought, hey, baby, could that be? Right? But you didn't even know. You thought that she was famous for being the daughter of Deepak Chopra. Like, that's what you assumed. Like, not even knowing who she was, right?
Damn, Rosie.
Rosie's
yeah, this is not a good look for Rosie.
That sucks.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So it looks like it's on between Priyanka Chopra and Rosie O'Donnell. So if you remember, Rosie O'Donnell told this story where she met Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra at Nobu in Malibu. And she didn't know who Priyanka Chopra was. And she said, hey, I know your dad, Deepak Chopra. And she was like, that's not my dad. And, you know, it's a very common last name. And then so Rosie O'Donnell went on social media being like, hey, I just embarrassed myself. I just met Nick Jonas and someone Chopra is what she said. And then she referred to it later on as the wife Chopra. And then she did another video apologizing even more. But I guess Priyanka is not cool with any of it. And she says this on social media: we all deserve to be respected for our unique individuality and not to be referred to as, quote, someone or wife, especially in a sincere apology. She added also, P.S., as I've said before, not all Chopras are related to the great Deepak, just as not all Smiths are related to the legendary Will Smith.
Ooh, facts.
So
in your face, Rosie. Like, Rosie could have easily called up or got info to call up like Priyanka and be like, hey, I messed up. I'm really sorry.
But here's the problem with all of this, right? Is that none of this would have existed had Rosie O'Donnell not taken it to TikTok.
Yeah.
This was a private thing that happened in a restaurant between a couple of people. It was a screw up, and there you go. It would have been done. It would have been done.
Priyanka would have hated you anyway.
Or maybe not. Right? Or maybe that just would have been one of the million times somebody thought that Priyanka Chopra was the daughter of Deepak Chopra.
Yeah.
What made it worse is that when Rosie went on to say she had no idea who she was, called her something Chopra, and like in Priyanka,
and then the wife.
In Priyanka's mind, maybe she knew she was super famous and knew exactly who she was, but still thought that she was Deepak Chopra's daughter.
Yeah.
Right? That's not that bad. Like it's kind of sucks, and yeah, I get it. Right? But it's not that bad. Why did Rosie took this to social media and made it a thing when it wasn't a thing at all? It's so wild.
Now
Like, that's not how you apologize to somebody. Like, if you want to apologize, don't you message them directly instead of posting it publicly for everyone else?
Well, I mean,
because it was like a joke.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but no, it's not the way it went down.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
Oh, astrologers are freaking out today. It's a palindrome day, Mocha. Did you know?
What?
Maury's freaking out over this. Maury's having a good time. Palindrome days. So
I love these days. Are you kidding me?
Palindromes are when something is the same forwards and backwards, right? So today, 22222, palindrome date. When it was like 111111, palindrome date. When it was, there was another one too, where it was like 2202. That was a palindrome. 2202. Yeah, that was another palindrome. So anyway, yeah.
So what do we do now?
So astrologers and numerologists. Maury, what does this mean to you? Anything?
This is cool.
Okay. So according to numerologists and astrologers, in numerology, you reduce, they say. So 222, 2002 adds up to 12. I'm just going by what they say. Okay. Then you add the 1 and the 2 to get there, and that number is 3 in consequential after the 1s and the 2s, so it reforms the sequence. It's like a new beginning and self-expression. That's a very powerful tool, they say. And for today's date, they say that you're expanding outward, bringing more elements into your sphere. It's an opportunity for those who choose to do so. There's always going to be pain and learning, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. So this is from astrologers on today's very significant date of 2/22/22.
It's also Margarita Day.
And thank you. It's also Margarita Day.
So what happened? Like a free coffee at 10 or
I
something?
don't know. I don't know what this means.
Actually,
man.
it's funny you say that. Tim Hortons is celebrating 22222.
With what?
With what?
Giving you an opportunity to pair a double-double with something. I don't know the whole deal, but they are celebrating where you can get a special deal.
Well, I like that. I don't know, man.
Do we
Astrology.
get free fries at McDonald's?
I
or
don't.
something?
For what? Why?
It's also a Toonie Tuesday at KFC.
Jeez, okay. Everybody's capitalizing on the twos, right? Nice snort, Maury. That did not go unrecognized.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, let's get to this weirdo show. I had never even heard of this until they announced that it was canceled. So A&E has pulled its new show, Adults Adopting Adults, off the air, as well as removing all online episodes after fans raised concerns about one of the show's stars, this guy named Danny Huff. So Adults Adopting Adults is exactly how it sounds. It's adults who find like other adults, like 18 to whatever, who I guess want to be adopted or have a family, and then so it's people who adopt other adults, and then they guess they just like treat them like they're children.
Really?
Starting late in life.
Never heard of this before.
The show follows a handful of couples who are looking to adopt, as I said, other adults. And Danny Huff and his wife, Christy, they became the breakout stars of the series, but not in the way that anybody would have hoped. So the Huffs are planning to adopt a pregnant 20-year-old named Alina from Austria, who Danny met online in a social media group for those interested in adult adoption. But fans really, like, out of the gate started to accuse Danny Huff of having ulterior motives after hearing the story of what happened the first time he tried to adopt an adult. So here's a clip from the show.
Adult adoption came to my attention when a young 18-year-old girl came and bought a puppy from us. Unfortunately, I could not pursue that first young lady because I actually started having feelings for her. She was a very beautiful young lady.
Oh my God.
Did you ever think we would be adopting a grown woman?
And here we go.
And here we go.
I want us to work on us before you bring another human into our marriage. Danny has bitten off more than he can chew, and I am stuck chewing on his behalf. And I'm not hungry.
Have you thought about leaving Danny?
I'm definitely considering it.
She has to leave the United States in about 70 days.
Yes.
Shouldn't have to be this hard. I f***ed up.
So pregnant Elena is the woman that they are planning to adopt. And let me read you more from this article here. Danny's motivations for bringing Elena into the household are obvious, as you can tell. He situates Elena in a trailer right outside his front door, buys her tons of baby clothes because she's pregnant, and pays for her medical appointments, and says things like, at the end of the day, Elena, I want you to stay right here because I like hugging you and you're awful sweet.
Oh, my God.
So Danny Huff confirmed to the Daily Beast that he was aware that the show had been taken down and will no longer air. However, he insists that the accusations regarding his behavior were not the reason that the show seemed to be vanished by A&E. He also denied acting inappropriately towards Elena, saying any allegations of misconduct are absolutely false. And then this also happened in the same week that a bunch of his old racist TikToks resurfaced online as well. So, like, the show disappeared. Like, they were supposed to drop a new episode yesterday, and it's gone everywhere from A&E's
Didn't even know
site.
it existed until you just mentioned
And now it no longer exists.
Wow.
Right? It is just, they vanished it.
I wouldn't watch it
For
anyway.
who the hell? Oh, jeez. Who wants to watch that show? I mean, I know people like the 90 Day Fiancé and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
People are interested in that.
And all the
but
other weirdo shows that they have.
That's, I know.
Like
and
My
you
Feet Are
said it.
Killing Me. And
Right, but this is like next level weirdo show.
Yeah.
Right?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Simu Liu was on stage at the Havdalah and BBYO honor ceremony, and I guess he was flexing that he's good friends with Tom Holland. And when he was on, I know, excuse me. And when he was on stage, he tried to call Tom, but when he couldn't get a hold of Tom, he did have a great response for the crowd. Listen to this.
I do know Tom Holland. He's not picking up. Can I play you a voice memo that he left for me once? You have to get really quiet, though.
Dude, I just watched Shang-Chi, bro. That film is so awesome.
Did I lie? So I guess the lesson is work really hard and follow your dreams, and maybe one day Tom Holland will watch your movie and leave you a voice memo.
That's so good.
Simu is
Love him.
Simu is the best.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, can somebody explain to me what in the world is a Hollywood Unlocked?
Look at Shem live.
Please.
Shem's favorite IG account.
Just explain to me before I get into this story here. What is a Hollywood Unlocked? Explain this to me.
Hollywood Unlocked is a very popular hip hop gossip site.
Okay.
I'll let you tell the
All right.
rest.
Run by a guy named Jason Lee, right? So yesterday, Hollywood Unlocked and Jason Lee started trending. I thought it was Jason Lee from My Name is Earl. Right? That's the only Jason Lee I know.
Okay.
Thought something happened to the man. Hollywood Unlock yesterday reported that the Queen died, that Queen Elizabeth died. And they said this, quote, sources close to the royal palace notified us exclusively that Queen Elizabeth has passed away. She was scheduled to attend the wedding of British Vogue editor Edward Enniful, but was found dead. Story developing. Again, this website is what, Shem?
Hollywood Unlocked.
Okay. And they are?
A hip-hop gossip website.
Okay,
Why would Buckingham Palace reach out only to them?
Exclusively to Hollywood Unlocked.
Got them on speed dial?
To Hollywood Unlocked. Okay, so they go on to say, then, like, all hell broke loose because they're like, well, you can't just say that. And then everybody started going in on Hollywood Unlocked and Jason Lee. And then they actually doubled down. And then they said that there's an entire complicated process that is slated to occur when the Queen passes away. And then they go on to say, we don't post lies, and I always stand by my sources, waiting for an official statement from the palace. So most of what they said next is actually true. They said that
she died?
No. As far as the process goes. So then the next post was this: there have been carefully constructed plans that have already been in place for this moment. The process is dubbed Operation London Bridge, they say, and has been set up since the 60s and details the step-by-step 10-day plan. So they're still going on the fact that they feel from their sources at Buckingham Palace that the Queen is dead. So they said a secret London location that houses the Foreign Office's Global Response Center will notify the 15 governments where the Queen also rules. A separate announcement will go out to the Press Association and the remainder of the global press. So it sounds like to me they're now just waiting it out, hoping to be right. Is that the case? Is that what it sounds like to you?
That's what it feels like to me. And they'll be like, oh, well, gotcha, even if it's 10 years from now.
Right. Like they're gambling at this point.
Sure are.
But like, who would reach out to them? Like, who on their team would be like, yes, let's put this out into the world?
Right.
Because it's facts.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because is there a chance? I mean,
the woman she's old. She's yes, Deepa. You say yes?
Yeah, wasn't it just like announced that she has COVID now?
Yeah, mild symptom COVID.
So-
But she's
I don't know.
she's 100 years old with COVID.
But mild
Yeah.
for somebody who's 100.
Yeah.
You don't know what that does to a person?
No, I know.
Kills
But
them, maybe.
sure, I'm just saying. But it's to me, there's like to me. What's that, Maury?
They said that she's on this brand new pill that's meant for elderly people who have COVID.
Yeah.
That what, slows your heart rate?
Yeah.
So where you're almost dead?
Yeah. No, she got the same medicine that Tom Hanks got at the beginning of all this, the kind of medicine that only those types of people get. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's why Queen Elizabeth and Hollywood Unlocked were trending all day yesterday.
I saw when it was announced that the Queen got COVID.
Yeah.
On Twitter, it was like somebody tweeted, OMG, the Queen has COVID. And then a reply right under that said, Nicki, no, as in Nicki Minaj. And then the original tweeter was like, no, stupid, I'm talking about the Queen of England. Not Nicki Minaj, your queen.
Oh, come on now. Come on.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Aaron Rodgers is apologizing to his now ex, Shailene Woodley, for getting her involved. And it sounds like we were right. We were talking about this when they broke up, and that is with Aaron Rodgers and the whole not getting vaxxed thing and all that controversy. You have to imagine that affected Shailene in a way of where people would have stopped wanting to work with her because she was sort of labeled that just by proxy of just, being with the guy. So this is Aaron Rodgers addressing the breakup with Shailene Woodley.
I've learned so much from her. She's just an incredible woman. Taught me what unconditional love looks like, and that's a great gift. When you have a partner like that, it just makes life so much more enjoyable. And living a life of gratitude is such an important way to keep that joy in your life. One thing that I am sad about, and I'm definitely apologetic, is I didn't realize in the midst of the COVID conversations how much my situation was affecting my loved ones, the people that support me and love me and check on me and take care of me. But I am very sorry to those people, Shay and my loved ones and my agents. I didn't realize the kind of shrapnel they'd be taking, and I never meant to get you in the middle of it, but you got into it by proxy because of your relationships with me.
Oof. It's not good. Right? Damn. because you love somebody, everything else, but
Totally.
like that really must have screwed up her career too.
Oh, big time.
Like,
because everyone just assumes that you guys share the same views,
well,
right?
yeah, they just, and it's not about it's not even about like just whether you're pro-vax or anti-vax or vaccinated or not. It comes down to, because in that world, it's not about the beliefs. It's just that who are good people and who are bad people. And then you just get labeled a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're Shailene Woodley and you're just like trying to work and book jobs, people don't even want to meet you at that point.
I wonder how
right? Because
long
why do they want that in their life?
behind the scenes she had to have those conversations
Yeah.
with her agent or her people to be like, why am I not? Or can you set up a meeting with, these movie houses so I can talk to them and say, I don't share these same views.
Yeah, and again, I have no hard evidence towards that, but I had just assumed that Shailene felt the same way and was maybe fully supportive of Aaron Rodgers. But after they broke up and he had said this, I'm starting to think that maybe she wasn't that fully supportive.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe the conversations was, I love you, but this is really affecting me. And then he sort of dug his heels in, being like, baby, this is just what I got to do. And then that's maybe what led to the breakup, right? So there's that.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The Academy Awards are in trouble, as we know, when it comes to an audience. The ratings just keep dropping and dropping, and fine, fair enough, right? Like none of the movies that are nominated anybody's seen. Last year's show was a weird disaster. But they're now going to get rid of the sort of one joy left of that lifeless, boring show, which is they're going to kill the at-home Oscar pool that people enjoy doing.
What do you mean?
So right now, because they're cutting categories from the telecast. Right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Really?
So they wanted to do this back in 2018, and then there was such an uprising from the Academy members that their sort of craftsmanship doesn't matter. And so they reversed the decision at the last minute, and then they put the awards on the actual show. But the sort of biggest and brightest of the 23 categories are going to be done live, with 5 categories that are considered to be below the line will be given out in pre-taped segments and then run just sort of in like a montage. So the affected categories that will not be handed out live during the Academy Awards are film editing, makeup and hairstyling, original score, production design and sound design, as well as documentary short, animated short, and live action short.
Oh, wow.
So all of those are now gone, right? They'll still tell you who won.
They'll acknowledge, sure.
But if you're into sort of sitting around with your checklists and everything else, all these categories they're going to sort of blow past them in a montage. And it is simply because they have to try and do something for ratings. So I think maybe they're going to be doing more entertainment in the show. So maybe more skits, more creative elements, maybe more musical guests, maybe more.
How
who
about
knows?
less time on the television? That show's like 6 hours long.
Sure. That's, I know everybody's got opinions about this. Maury, go first.
I was just going to say, but your problem now is you still have 3 hosts for the Oscars, and they're all going to do skits and things and with the audience. That's going to drag it out. But they've done this with other award shows where they've done, previously given out earlier tonight.
Yeah, but nobody does the pool on the other ones, though. Like the Oscar pool is sort of
Who
the
still
last
does
cool
that?
thing. I do. I always do it at home with Catherine. I find it fun.
You could do it with 5 categories now.
I know. Deepa, how do you feel about this?
To be honest, I don't remember the last time I watched.
So
the
you
Oscars.
are the reason for this. You are the reason. You are. They have they are down viewers and they're down younger viewers, and so now they're trying to put a little more pizzazz into the show.
Didn't Seth Rogen just recently come out saying, "Why are we even doing award shows?"
Yeah, well, he said he doesn't understand the sort of.
The grandiose
obsession. No, he doesn't understand the obsession with Oscar ratings, where it's basically an industry that honors itself. And he said, I don't know who won Car Manufacturer of the Year last year. Why would anybody care who won Actor of the Year? You know what I mean? So it's
I think the answer, by the way, is Honda, I believe.
Honda? Is that who it was? But anyway, so that's what they're doing to your Academy Awards.
They're going to have to do a lot more with that award show to bring young people like Deepa and I back.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, Mocha, you did not just categorize yourself with me.
Wow.
For age.
Deepa?
I'm just going to turn my mic off.
Yeah, that'd be I'm going to back out of the room. Yeah.
No,
yeah, cool.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Britney Spears revealed that she is in the process of buying a brand new home after landing a $15 million book deal. That is the largest book deal, really, behind just the Obamas in the history of publishing, they say, is Britney's $15 million for her book. And there was a long bidding war of who was going to get to publish Britney's book.
I imagine a Britney book had been pitched years and years.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
She wasn't
she just
allowed,
wasn't
though.
allowed
Yeah.
to because of the conservatorship. So
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
what she'll talk about in this.
One of the questions that came up for this book is, do you think she has even started writing it, or if she's even finished writing it yet?
No. I think that the way that it works is they're going to pair Britney up with somebody who knows what they're doing,
With
right?
a writer, but how far along are they at this point?
That it was, I mean, normally with something like this, like a big giant $15 million book deal announcement, they're not too far because they didn't give a publication date, right? Which means that the thing's not written yet. But they're not too far. But that is a monster number because the Obamas got like 40 mil, I think it was, right?
Was it 60?
No, what was it? 60? It was 60 mil for the Obama books. But Britney at 15 mil, that is a huge amount of money. And so she went on social media and said that up to now she's been pretty modest about the house that she lives in. She said that I hope you guys have seen me dancing in my living room, but honestly, I have 3 living rooms, she continued. Maybe one day I'll give you guys a tour, but said that she is now in the process of looking for a new place. $15 million will do that to you after winning a lawsuit
She
against
needs
your
more
own
living
family
rooms?
as well. No, I think you just want to get out of the house that your
You want
dad
your own-
bugged.
you want your own place.
You want to get out of the house. Her father bugged her bedroom, for God's sakes, right? You don't want to spend the rest of your life in that place.
Yeah.
Bad juju in there. Yeah. Nobody wants to stay there. Right? That's why she's always dancing in the backyard.
I know. She won't be inside no more.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
Pete Davidson lasted on Instagram like a minute. So he was on Instagram a while ago, and then he left Instagram because he said that social media is just a hateful place and he doesn't want it in his life. Fully respect that. But then he went back on Instagram, and if you remember, he was only following Kim Kardashian and what's that guy's name? Sebastian Stan, right? And then Kanye started doing all this stuff and everything else. And then so Pete Davidson went on and posted a story. And in his stories, it was a scene from that Robert De Niro movie, The King of Comedy from 1982. And everybody said that this was a shot at Kanye, where the meme was, it's better to be king for a night than a schmuck for a lifetime. And then so Pete posted that and then dipped. So he's off.
Because as soon as you mentioned, I was like, oh, what did he post?
Yeah, it's gone.
So the account's not there.
He posted that and then he dipped. Yeah. So
Just long enough for it to get noticed and then go back into the app in settings, delete account.
Correct one though. Wow. Yeah. So Pete's not on Instagram anymore.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There's a cool Andy Warhol documentary coming to Netflix. Ryan Murphy's one of the executive producers, and what they've done is Andy Warhol always wanted to be like a machine, right? You know what I mean? Just like whole thing and extending life and all this other stuff.
Like a robot?
Yeah. Like Andy Warhol, he was that kind of guy. So this is a little tiny clip of the trailer. Like a lot of people are in this, right?
Mm-hmm. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action. Andy Warhol's greatest work of art is Andy Warhol. He was big. Genius. Art, music, film, fashion.
No one's more famous in the 20th century than Andy Warhol.
It's Rob Lowe.
Andy.
But I don't think you'll ever figure Warhol out, and I hope no one ever does.
So what they did was it's called Andy Warhol's Diaries, and the whole thing is built off of Andy Warhol's diaries. And what they've done is they've managed to make Andy Warhol narrate the movie through his own diaries. So they used an AI version of Andy Warhol's voice, and they recreated it to narrate his own diaries and be the voice of the documentary series. So here, I'll play you a clip of what Andy Warhol, you have an old clip in there of what Andy Warhol's voice sounded like when Andy was still alive.
Well, I got tired of doing people.
Did you?
Yeah.
Have you gone off people?
No, but I have some dogs, and I just thought I'd paint.
Okay, so that's the real Andy Warhol. Now listen to the AI version of Andy Warhol that they created.
I went down to the office because they were making a robot of me. I'm just a freak. I wasn't very close to anyone. Although, I guess I wanted to be.
Isn't that crazy?
That is his actual voice.
Yeah. So they went through and they took a bunch of stuff, and then they had this computer program, like a text-to-speech algorithm, and they used sort of like his Pittsburgh accent that he had. Then they got an actor named Bill Irwin to record the lines, just so the lines were spoken. Then they put his voice into this machine, and this machine spit out Andy Warhol's voice
But they
with
got,
his
like-
cadence and his accent and everything
the
else
pauses,
perfectly. Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Matches up.
Yeah. So
Hold on, I
they
gotta hear this again.
Yeah.
This is the AI, right?
Yeah.
I went down to the office because they were making a robot of me. I'm just a freak. I wasn't very close to anyone. Although, I guess I wanted to be.
Yeah. Not a real voice. Not a real person at all. At all.
That is actually kind of scary.
Yeah, but watch the trailer for it. If you're a fan of Andy Warhol,
Like
or
I
just
am.
really, exactly, more as a giant fan, or even just sort of Netflix
As a huge
docs.
fan, if I can, I was just going to say that this is the cool. Andy would love this.
Yeah,
Andy would
exactly.
absolutely love this.
Yeah, he would for sure. But
What's it called again?
It's called. What is it? The Diaries of Andy
It's
Warhol.
named after. He has an actual his diary is published, so it's
Yeah.
called Andy Warhol Diaries, which is the name of the book.
Right there, you go.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.